First, go to your Java folder, then go to activity folder, then create a new Java class. So here I want to create a Java class because this activity don't have layout. It's just a superclass for all the activities. So it don't need the layout file, and it will never go to this activity. So you don't need to add it to the manifest. So you don't need to add it to the activity list. We just give a base activity. Then the superclass is the app compat activity. Then click OK. And in this activity, we don't need any onCreate method or start method because we just want to put some common method here. So if we go back to demo fragment, we can see the most used method is start activity. So if we put the start activity inside the base activity, we don't need to create all the all the intent again. Every time we have to create an intent, then you can set class, then call start activity. So we can just create public void method the start if the start activity has no result. It's void, so we can create a void start activity. Then we just did class name class. So use this one. And by use this method, we know the class, what the class is. So inside this method, we can create the new intent. Import class. Then this intent dot set class. Set class get activity this one class name. So this is CLS. Then we can start activity with the intent. So after we build the start activity method inside the base activity, so we can use it in the project. So we try it in an activity. Then I just put it in the pick button. So if you want to go to another activity, let's try the knife patch activity. So we can just call the method start activity and knife patch class. Then before we use it, so this non-activity should extend from base activity to use method inside base activity. So after we set non-activity extends base activity, then we can use the start activity inside the non-activity. So when you want to go to the other activity, you don't need to create a new variable intent. Then you just need to use the knife activity class. So it's very convenient. If you want to put some other like number or some string in the intent, so you can add another parameter. Let's call it. This is a string s. Then you can put intent dot put extra, then string s. Then before the string we have to put a key. The string key extra and s. So we can add two more parameters to the start activity. The first one, the middle one is the key for the string value. Then the second one is the string. So in the main activity, if we want to go to knife patch, we can start activity, then knife patch activity, then the key is test, then the value is test. So because all these methods, the common method is created by yourself, so it can customize as you want. So you can customize your common method inside the base activity. So every time if you want to use the start activity method, if you want to put some message in the intent, you can just use one line and use one method to do that. So that's for the base activity. Then so as we learned before, all the message, debug message, error message, you can use log dot d or e or information I. So I'm not sure if they already have the same function, but uh, I just want to show you the concept how to use the application file to do a setting for your application. So for example, if you put a log d here, tag log. If you put thousands log method in your project, so after you publish your project to the Google Store, every time the user run the log, so it will process this line. So, but this is unnecessary for users. So it will cost the Java virtual machine resources. So how can we close this line before publication your application, if before you push your project to Google Store, because this line is unnecessary for the users. So I think they don't. I'm not sure. Do they have the debug constant for the method? So this is final, and type of. Okay, I think it's log. Yeah, they have is loggable. Oh, this is for is log, not a switch. So it just assume we don't have a switch. So how can we close this line? So don't let this line run if when the user use this application. Do you have some idea about it? This is for developer, so this is for log information for developers, but it's not necessary for users. So how can we close it before user use it? We can put the log method in the other static class. So we create a new package called util. Then this package usually appear in all the APK files because you will use some file utility, some file tools to create some path for some files, and you will use the convert method to convert DP to the pixels. Also, you will use some toast or log method. So in this package, we create a new Java class. Let's call it log util. Then OK. So inside of this log util, we put it the class don't need to be static. We just need to create a private static log switch equal to false. It's a boolean. Then create a get setter for this value. Then we create public static void log d method, and this log d receives two parameters, is a string tag and a string message. Then we use log dot d and tag and message. So we have a static method log d. So whenever you want to use the log, we can use our own log util dot log d and test and test. So we can use our own customized method to replace the system log.d. So we have log e, log for log I, log informations. We can just create the other log I, and this is log I. Also for log arrow, and this is log e. So you can create whatever message you want. Then we have to, so this one had the same function with system log.e, so have no switch. So we can add a switch if is log switch. Then it will log out the information. To all the other method here. So the if log cost less resources than other code, so like the print code. So if switch is just cost a little bit resources, so less than the log. And also sometimes a developer may log information, have very important information about the server, about your local informations. So it's maybe that part is not is important. It's not publishable to the public. So we can put a switch for the log. So before you package it, you build an APK file and change the switch to false. So you cannot see the log here because it's closed. But if you want to log out the information, you can change it to true. So because the log switch is a static boolean, so all the application will share the same variable. Then, but if you want to, if you have, for example, if you have many settings, so if you, whenever you use it, maybe you cannot remember if it's closed or open. So we can put it in the single pattern file. It's called application. Then go to your the project folder. Then create a new Java class, and this Java class will extend from application. So go to your project folder, then create a new Java class. This Java class, let's call it my application. Then the superclass is application. The application is a single pattern class. The application is a single pattern. So whenever you launch your activity, the application just will launch once and create a one instance in the stack. Then we can put all the setting contained here dot set location, set log switch. What happened here? Okay, sorry. So in the application also had the life cycle. So whenever you launch the project, then the system will call. So application will run before the first activity. So also in the uncreated method called log util dot is set log switch true. So if you are debug your application, then you can set it to true. Then if you is finish the debug and want to publish and want to package your project, then publish to Google Store, you have to set it to false. So before that, we have to set it to true. So according to your demand, you can put all the settings in the application, your customized application file. If you want to make your application runnable, then go to your Android manifest, change application, remember it. Okay, the name, the attribute is name, and add one more attribute called name, then use your application dot my application. So if you add this attribute, the project, the compiler will open this my application file. If you don't set the name attribute, the default is also this application. It will not call your my application file. So after you set this one in the Android manifest, it will use this my application file, then it will call the uncreate method, then you can put all your settings inside this file. Because this is a single pattern, then it will keep one instance, and also you can change the setting when in other activities. And that's the base activity and application file. Then I also want to introduce a third-party library. It's called ButterKnife. So open your browser. You can search ButterKnife. Here is the first item called ButterKnife. Then go inside the ButterKnife. They have introductions. I want you to scroll to the bottom, find the Gradle keyword. Then after Gradle, they have two lines. Just copy this two line, and this is the command line used for Gradle to download their library to your project. Then go to the Build Gradle Module app and find the dependence block. Then paste this two line to the dependence. If for the future, you can add a comment here. This is for ButterKnife. Then after you paste it here, whenever you change the setting inside the build of Gradle, you have to sync it. Wait for the Gradle download the third-party library, then install it to your project. So if you see the running finished, then we can start to use the ButterKnife library. So we go back to ButterKnife library introductions. See, the first thing we have to do is use ButterKnife.boundaries. So whenever you use it inside the activity, use this line, put this line inside anchored method, and after set content view. Because before set content view, the ButterKnife cannot find the layout file. So after set content view, use ButterKnife.boundaries, then we can start use it. Let's go back to main activity. And after the set content view, to the ButterKnife.boundaries. If you successfully install the ButterKnife, use the autocorrect to import the ButterKnife class, then you can import it to your activity. And because ButterKnife will be used in every activity, so we can put it inside the base activity, then we can create a anchoring method to initialize the ButterKnife. So we have orange build the fragment ID. So we just change the orange button. So okay, I didn't set any function for the orange button. Okay, the orange button is for the on bike. And how about take button? Take button. Okay. So I comment the set unclick listener for take button. Then we can put it. Let's say this one. And by use the BaseActivityButterKnife here, you can see in the instruction, we can use bound view to use ID, then initialize to create the variable for a text view for a button. So let's do it after the activity in the class. Then we use add bound view and r.id dot title button orange, then button org button. Oh, page button. So we can use the single line to replace private button, to define a button, then find a view by ID. So just single line, you can use the ID to get the page button. Also, if we click, then go to the you have bound color and bound string, bound drawable. Then let's find the unclick. So unclick, use the ID, then create a public method. Then we can put a toast dot make text. Then the context is dot so if you want just for a button, if you don't want to change the background, change the color, you can just use add unclick method. Then you can replace the define a button, find it by value, set unclick listener. So just single method to do all the work. So do you realize it's very complex to use toast every time? You have to make context, then put the 3 parameters, then call method show. Actually, we can put the toast inside a base activity. So if we go to the base activity, then make a public void toast, and the parameter we just put a string here. Our toast short, we have 2 methods, toast short, then the string message. Then we can call the toast method inside this the toast short method. Then create a toast line. Change this one to length long, and the text should be message. Text should be message. So every time inside the activity we don't need this line, we can just call the method show toast short or toast long, and put the message inside the parameter part. Then you can use this short method to replace all the long length.